Hi, this is Sharon, and welcome back to No Salt BP. Oh, I'm still receivable. I'll take care of that after this is over. Hey, Alan, how are you? My dear, Alan, were you tagged in that research study? Hi, Miss No Nonsense. Hi, how are you? I was tagged in a research study. Hey, Deshaun on the track. Hey, my Rowdy, welcome back. We're going to talk about it, okay? There was a research study, and some of the outcomes were published in the National Public Radio, or NPR.org. Let me say hello to Miss Bijan. Hey! And here were some interesting results that came out of it. The study initially was published in the Journal of American Medical Association. Researchers at the University of Alabama at Birmingham collected data from 7,000 men and women across the United States to determine what is going on with high blood pressure in the United States. Who's at highest risk? That was the question. The study measured the risk for those who are age 45 and older. I want to put that out there first. Congratulations, my dear. I see you. And so Alan is going into research. So 7,000 men and women all across the United States. University of Birmingham at Alabama. Hey, Big B's. University of Alabama at Birmingham is in the South. The subjects were 46% Black and 33% white. And they determined that across the board, diets high in fat or salt increase the risk of high blood pressure in both groups. I'm going to link, at the conclusion of this, I will place a link in the description bar where you can click on the study and read it for yourself. So diets high in fat, salt, and sugar increase the risk for both groups. Okay? However, with African Americans, particularly living in the South, the rate of high blood pressure was higher, and that was due to diet. It was strictly diet related. Here's another limitation of that study. The study cited Southern food as opposed to soul food. Those are two different types of cuisines. Yo, Red Ninja, my Aries brother, Southern food, soul food. They're very, very different. And let me give out the limitations of the study. The one, we call it a variable, and Alan understands this, or something that is not measured, or that can be a factor but was not measured. So one of the limitations to the study was that stress related to racial discrimination, it can have both a direct effect and an indirect effect on high blood pressure, because the less sound sleep you get, the more likely you're not getting enough rest, you're tired, you're getting up and you're stressed out. dealing with issues at the job. I see 13 people in the room. Moderators, get on it. 3 likes. We all know if you don't get enough sleep, you're tired, your blood pressure tends to be elevated. Okay, remember, blood pressure is not a static number. It's fluid. It changes. So this is an example that I'm going to use. How well people sleep can also trigger overeating and craving of unhealthy food. Because when you're stressed out and you just want to eat, if you're an emotional eater or you just want to release, you tend to run to restaurants. You tend to go to the deli section. It's not likely that you will prepare a meal. So this is for my blood pressure people. You can Google npr.org/sections/the SALT. The study came out on Tuesday. Okay. Hi, pick 3 statistical categories. Hello, welcome. The bearded B-man. Hello, good day to you, sir. So to this, I want to add, again, it only measured people who were aged 45 years or older, okay? However, they cast a broad net. Hey, Slim Shell. Hey, sis, how are you? A very broad net was cast throughout the United States, and 43%, 46% Black, 33% white, all groups across the board. If your diets are high in fat, salt, and sugar, you're increasing your risk of high blood pressure, regardless of age. It is what it is, okay? I'm doing well. I was just tagged in this article. So I wanted to address it. Again, the limitations did not measure stress related to racial discrimination. Hey, Party Cloudy 420, I see you down there. It did not measure that. So it's very different, okay, when you're Black or African American and you get up in the morning, you have to swallow that blood pressure medication, and you know there is something going on in the background, a bill or somebody at your job. And also, I didn't see where this research study talked about the second wave. Hey, Mama Six, the research study did not talk about the second wave, okay, which is the second wave of slaves that came to the American shores. We know for a fact on those slave ships at the bottom, many people died. They went from angiotensin 1, which is a vasoconstrictor, which elevates blood pressure, to angiotensin 2, which is an even more powerful vasoconstrictor that really constricts the blood vessels, okay? I didn't see in the study also where, did you see my comment? No, can you repeat it, the Hennix family? Also, I did not see the genetics of this, because oftentimes high blood pressure can be a very genetic thing. I said that on Wednesday. I've spent the last 3 days going over this study. Okay, Slim Shell, the last 3 days, I went through the study. And I was looking for stuff, okay? So remember, whether you're African American or Black or not, whether you have high blood pressure or not, if you have a diet that's high in fat, salt, and sugar, you are increasing your risk for high blood pressure. That's the takeaway I took from it. And also, again, there is a difference between Southern food and soul food. However, the study did encourage that African Americans or Black get back to our roots, which are based upon vegetables, beans, sweet potatoes, and greens. And again, hey, as the tube turns, and again, I'm going to say this. Please see your medical doctor or your primary care provider before you change your diet, and definitely before you engage in any exercise. It's very, very important. Okay? So let's get to it, shall we? That was the study. I will leave all the links in the description bar at the conclusion of this video because I want everyone to have as much information to disseminate as possible. And again, the study is saying, the title of it said that high blood pressure among Blacks in the South is correlated with their diet. But again, and I'm sure Ellen will vouch here, correlation is not causation. Hey, Zero Kevin. Hey, everyone. Thank you for coming. So having said that, I baked the potato. I also hollowed it out. So we're going to get started with this, shall we? Here we go. So you guys can see it. Here's my hollowed out baked potato, and I have a couple of mushrooms in there. This is to increase the amount of vegetables that are in my diet. I steamed some broccoli, put in some cheddar cheese, and some Swiss cheese, which will also be in the description bar. I melted it stovetop, and here it is. This is all-in-one dinner. I thank you all so much for joining me, and thanks to all of you who tagged me, sent me the information. If you guys see anything like that, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at nosaltbp@gmail.com. I'll get back with you, I promise. So, this is my lean steak, okay? My lean steak contains 32 calories, 0 carbs, 12 milligrams of sodium. So I'm gonna put a little bit of my lean steak in there. Couple pieces we talked about in the palm of your hand on my last video. This is a little bit more than a palm. This is less than a palm, okay? But I want to give you guys something special. Yes, hit that thumbs up. 23 people in the room. I thank you all so much for joining me today. So here's my steak. Mama 6. Yes, honey, tell them get it. When I decide to put a little bit of chicken in there and smash it down and stuff it, a couple of pieces. And all of this will be in the description bar as well. This was a chicken breast. 120 milligrams, 120 calories. That's in a full breast. I just used a couple pieces, 0 carbs, and the sodium is about 50 milligrams. So here's a few pieces of chicken with that steak. Now, I'm gonna put in 1, 2, 3 pieces of pork, loin, lean only, and this is raw. Okay, this would be 3 ounces. This is not 3 ounces, this is 3 pieces. And you guys just fade it out. The pork is 3 ounces is 143 milligrams. We're nowhere near that. 45 milligrams of sodium. I'll say about, and this is being generous, 20 milligrams of sodium and no carbs. So here we go, right? Here's my broccoli cheddar. I'm gonna allow you guys to watch this go in. You guys see that? Let me turn this down so you can see it. We're gonna get these veggies in, right? So cheddar cheese, and we're gonna talk about the slice, right? A slice of cheddar cheese is 72 milligrams, 176 milligrams of sodium. Of course, this is not a slice, and 0 carbs. And then the Swiss cheese, which was combined in this, 1 slice, 106 calories, 54 milligrams of sodium, and 1.5 carbs. My potato, which I hollowed out, as you can see, a whole russet potato, 106 calories. We're nowhere near that. 32 carbs. I'm gonna count this as 17, and sodium is 15 milligrams. So I will say 7.5. So this is it. I'm gonna put my top on top of it, let you guys see it. See that? And as always, you guys know I use no salt. So if you want a run of 3 with a little bit of everything, you want some pork chop, lean pork loin, a lean steak, and a chicken breast, along with your potato for our steak and potato people. Here you go. Hey, President Side. Hey, Dipper Dudes. I'm making you hungry, Slim Shell. And it's all stuffed in here. But we're not done, because we're going to place it here and set this broil. Start 525 to 550 for 10 minutes. Mama 6, you got to email me. I've mapped out a plan for you, sweetheart. So this is how I place it on my broil pan or my oven pan. Thank you so much, Miss Bijan. And that's it. And it goes back in the oven for 10 minutes at 550 on 525 to 550 on broil. So here we go. And my little Amana oven is screaming at me right now. So does anyone have any questions about the study? We're going to go over it again. Thank you all so much for joining me in my kitchen today. Thank you to all of you for your continuous support of my content. And we do a few things over here. I know, Deshaun, you're a man. I know. I heard them beats. I got it. Hi, JDS. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Hey, Grand Aiden. Again, and I'm going to put this in the description bar so you guys can Google it. But remember, this study was not conducted by NPR. It was conducted by the University of Alabama at Birmingham. So I'm going to put this down here, npr.org/sections/the salt. And I will leave more of a description in the, I will leave the exact location of both the study and the NPR article, okay? Because I want us to all be healthy and aware. And again, the study concluded that it is the Southern diet. It did not say soul food. It said Southern diet. And for me, having lived in Atlanta, there's a difference between the Southern diet. Thank you, Mama Six. I'm going to go read it. There's a distinction between soul food and Southern food. However, the article stated that the Southern diet was a determinant as to why African Americans in the South have the highest risk of high blood pressure. Again, they did not only include, I lived in the South and have family in the, I know, but they did not only include the South in the study. They include Americans 45 years of age or older all across the United States, and across the board, individuals 45 years old or older, 45 years old or older, they were linked to having higher rates of high blood pressure. And the individuals in particular were Blacks. And if you know anyone with high blood pressure or diabetes, please invite them over here. Invite them to review any of my content. NoSaltBP.com. I generally obtain my content information from vetted websites. You lived in Indiana. See, and Mama Six, that's just it, because I was born in Chicago and I lived half my life there, raised in Toledo, Ohio. However, hi, Tiana Sugar, Sweet Sugar. Hey, everybody welcome her in the room. However, And this is a thing that just kind of perplexed me, because when I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, I was living in California. If you look at my introduction video, I do a bit of a story time about how I discovered I had high blood pressure. Hey, the Slotto Man, that was in California, that in which that happened. Hey, Red Randoms, that was here in California. I was 42, okay, and the gentleman that collapsed on me, he was 42, and he was Caucasian. And he ended up collapsing, passing away due to undiagnosed high blood pressure. He was a Caucasian man. He was very slim. Okay, he was height, weight proportionate, arms for days. He had it all. So I just want people to be aware. If you have a family history, if you have a diet that is high in fat, salt, or sugar, if you smoke, any of those factors could create a situation for you to develop high blood pressure. Hey, Charlene, that is what happened. I mean, to me, you guys see me, no tummy here, pretty genetic. See? Genes. When my aunt was in the room a couple of weeks ago, she has high blood pressure. Her sister had it. My mother had it. So, and we're all thin. So it just, if you have a modifiable risk factor, modify it. Change it up. Speak to your primary care provider or your doctor and ask, what can I do to lower my risk of developing this disease? Because I'm telling you, it's no joke. It really isn't. It's the going to see the doctor, primary care provider, going to see a cardiologist, having to do a stress test before I exercise. It is all those things. So you definitely don't want to do anything with your diet until you talk to your primary care provider or your physician. One moment. I think we're good here. Yes, exercise is very important. Eating right is very important, but you want to do that in conjunction with your doctor. And for those of you who don't know where you are, you're right here. No salt BP. One moment, I'm going to pull this out. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful, 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 blessed Friday. Okay, guys. For you meat and potato men, here you go. That is it. See that? For my diabetics, please remember I hollowed out a lot of this potato. So you're not getting exactly 32 carbs. Okay, you're more along the lines of 16.5, 17 carbs. And remember, lean cuts of meat, chicken breast, lean pork. Okay, you guys can do this at home. The potato was baked at 350 degrees for about, I did mine for about an hour and 20 minutes. I let it cool off, and then I cut off the top of it, scooped out a lot of potato, placed it was fresh broccoli that I steamed. Then I placed in the NutriBullet with some melted cheddar and Swiss cheese, blended all that up, okay, which came out to this, which you can feed a lot of people, because there's no way in the world you can eat all this. No way. No way. I'll give you guys an even better view of this. This is it cut in half. Hey, Dipper Dudes Magnet Fishing. Welcome from Manchester, England. Hey, Nathan. That's my potato, my broccoli cheese with mushrooms, a couple of pieces of pork, which was, of course, baked, lean pork, a couple of pieces of boiled chicken breast, not, cut up pieces, not the whole chicken breast, but cut up pieces, and my pork loin, which I used about 3-4 pieces, and a little bit of steak. So if you're a meat and potatoes person, this right here is the dish for you. Hey, Grandma Lolly. So it is Friday, and I have channels to review, more studies to review. Well, channels that I enjoy looking at, but more studies, I got to go, whoa. Got to find out the limitations of the study. And again, it's going to be in the description bar. Study was conducted by the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Limitations of the study: stress related to racial discrimination has a direct and indirect on blood pressure, which was not measured. The example, how well people sleep can trigger overeating and cravings for unhealthy food. Another limitation to the study: they did not measure people 44 years of age or under. They measured 45 years of age and over. But hey, Mia, hi, sweetie. Across the board, it was determined that if you have a diet high in fat, salt, and sugar, you're more likely to develop high blood pressure. So with that being said, I thank you all so much for joining me in my kitchen today on this Friday afternoon. I know you had many choices and channels to receive your nutritional content and your nutritional information. But however, here at No Salt BP, we do it without the salt, we count carbs, and we go by facts, okay? Yeah, it's interesting, Charles Gilmore. I'll put it in the link in the description bar, and you guys can click on it. So let me get to that. Please, guys, have a very safe and blessed weekend. Consult your primary care provider or your physician before you change your diet or engage in any kind of exercise activity. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Happy, healthy eating. I'll see you soon. Good evening. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it.